Well, good morning and welcome back to our fabulous final segment of CityLine. With me, as you saw in the wide shot, three muses, I'm going to call them, because they are three wonderful Tacoma artists who are here to talk about the Tacoma Studio Tour for Tacoma Art Month. And that certainly is one of the things that October is. Please join me in welcoming Lisa Daniel. Hello there, Miss Lisa Daniel. Hello. You are obviously an artist at Pour It On LLC. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you.
Loving the hair, sister.
Thank you. Yeah,
okay.
We got
to change products.
Going
we'll
on.
be calling each other in the morning.
Absolutely.
Saying, you liking that gel? You liking that texture
we'll
spray?
Do that.
Yeah. Speaking of also a beautiful woman, Miss Dionne Bonner, you are a visual artist and a designer on this studio tour. Welcome to CityLine.
Thank you.
Great to have you here. And rounding out the couch, this beautiful woman here, Alice Di Certo. You are an art professor and also an artist. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you.
Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah, more or less.
Well, okay, I want you to pronounce it for us because it's so beautiful. Say it while I close my eyes.
Alice Di Certo.
It sounds like something I want to eat. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, there we go. Okay, so first off, I want our audience to know that I'm going to ask each of you the same set of questions. So I'm going to ask one question, number one goes to all three of you, and we're going to talk about your work and your art and what we can see on the artist tour. So first off, Miss Lisa, tell me about your artistic work and what mediums do you work in?
Sure. I paint large abstract paintings, and I use acrylics and a lot of mixed media type things. There's there's this product called clear tar gel. When you open it up, it looks like spider webs, and I work always on the floor. So all my work is on the floor, and they're very abstract.
Okay. And obviously, your work must be big if you work on the floor.
Normally 3x3, 4x4, 5x5, and up.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The bigger, the better.
Yeah. Go big or go home, as
that's
we
right.
always say.
That's right.
Okay. And then Dionne, tell me about your artistic work and what mediums you use.
I use oil paint, and I normally do representational work with a touch of an impressionism. I've been doing some new things with print transfer methods, some temporary artwork, portraitures, and different types of work that are considered representational. Also community involved murals.
Beautiful. I mean, beautiful too. Oh, stunning. All right. And Alicia, tell me about your artistic work and what mediums you work in.
I primarily work in photography and jewelry. So those are kind of my two medium of choice.
Oh, jewelry. Oh, I can't stand jewelry. So, oh my gosh. And these are beautiful pictures. Look at this. Okay, you have that ring on right now, don't you?
I have a similar ring. I've been setting, instead of setting stones, I've used spices. And so I set spices instead of stones, which were precious before, precious stones were.
So, okay, whoever got the shot in the booth, I don't know if it was John or Cheryl, but thank you so much, or Elaine. Okay, so keep your hands still. You have beautiful hands. What spice is in your ring?
This is cloves.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Will this kind of ring be available to purchase at your studio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere after the show.
Okay.
You may have your first sale because I'm all about the jewelry. Yeah. I love that. Okay, so I want to talk about what when we think about creating art. How long have you been creating art, Lisa, and what got you started?
Well, my father is also an artist, so I was always around art.
Okay.
And I took a trip to Europe and saw some very famous paintings that I've only had seen in books, and just got totally turned around and said, no, I want to make art. So that was in my early 20s, so it's been a long time.
Good
Always
job,
been
Dad.
around it. Yeah.
Good job. I mean, that's I think that's what happens to a lot of us.
Yeah.
What about you, Dionne? How long have you been creating art, and what got you started?
Well, it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
I come from a family of artists and writers.
Oh.
And so I kind of always watched different people create art, and so that inspired me to go that route. And I've been doing it for a long time, probably about 20 years.
I love that you said writing also,
Yeah.
because writing, food, art, food, all of that is a part of that creative craft. And for you, my dear, the same question. How long have you been creating art, and what got you started?
Well, I got here to the U.S., Georgia State University in Atlanta in 2001, and I'd studied art history all my life. In Italy, fine arts, making art and studying art are two different separate institutions, basically. And I arrived in the U.S., and in addition to my assistantship, I was supposed to take classes, which I didn't know when I arrived in the U.S. And I started taking studio classes. I took my first jewelry class in 2001. And yeah, and I fell in love. And I said, oh, it's so much fun to make art in addition to studying art. So
I love that.
I've done it ever since.
And I love that you made that distinction of from where you came, that to study the art is not necessarily to make the art. And yet in the United States, we expect that.
I love that.
I mean, we expect you to be the full meal deal here, don't we? You don't get a choice. You better know.
Yeah, I think you can learn more about the arts when you know what the process is.
Oh, I think so too.
I think that
well, and especially given this studio tour, because a lot of it is talking and explaining about what you're doing. So speaking of that, let's go back to you, Lisa. Tell me something that the visitors will learn while visiting your studio space.
They'll learn about my process. So since I pour on the floor, I can't exactly demonstrate because then they can't walk in the studio, but I will have a video, and so they can see the process start to finish. And I have all my materials out, and I'll have paintings on the wall, and they can see any of that.
I love
learn
that.
about the process. Yeah.
So in addition to textile and creating these beautiful pictures, you've also crossed over into the art of media, because now you have a video that I'm sure blew your mind about how hard it was to put it together and to edit it and to get the real feel of who you are in that video.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, exactly. What about you, Dionne? What can we expect from your studio?
So I'm doing a demonstration on print transfers, which is a really new process that I've been using with a temporary project that I did just recently. So they're going to have a chance to see a demo and then also practice doing a transfer themselves.
Hands-on. I love that. All right, and Alicia, same question for you. What can we expect?
Well, so one of the thing that is going to happen is that I will have both jewelry and photography exposed on the walls. And I share the studio with my husband, who does tintype photography, among other things.
Yes.
And so he will do tintype demos, and we'll take photographs with an old camera that he made, or rather a brand new camera that he made. And I will have little found objects, jewelry that people can make at the studio. So they will experiment and make little things to take home with them.
Oh, how wonderful. And well, this is a question that we didn't rehearse, but will any of you have things for sale? Or a website that we can go to and say, I saw this, or I saw that in the video. Do you have one like that?
All the above, everything.
Oh, good, because you know you don't need to starve as an artist. Sell that stuff. There are people like me who want to buy that big time. What is the most rewarding thing for each of you about participating in the studio tour, Lisa?
I paint abstract, and a lot of times I don't get the opportunity to explain how I get there. So it's kind of, I think of it as a very educational experience for someone to come in. Maybe they're a little backwards about abstract, they don't understand it, don't want to, they don't, afraid to ask questions. So it's kind of my opportunity to share what I do.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, because, when you mentioned going to those great museums, one of my sadness about going to those museums was I couldn't ask Monet or Degas, what were you thinking?
Right, exactly.
Darn it!
Yeah.
Yeah, so what about you, Dionne?
It's an opportunity to connect with the art community and the community at large, and I've wanted to do more of that.
Yes.
And so I'm glad that I'm meeting that goal, and also just share this new process that I've been experimenting with print transfer methods.
I
so
love
it's really
that.
nice to be able to share that with other people, because there's a lot of different things that you can do.
Absolutely, yeah. And see the joy of maybe that first aha moment of someone going,
Yeah.
I can be an artist.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And what about you, my dear?
Yeah, I also am excited about sharing the work, my work, and talk to people about my thought process. In the case of photography, what's behind it, and something that it's beyond just the image itself. And it's also honestly a little bit of a push to. There's studio tour in October. I want to produce new work so that I can put it out there and and talk to people about it and get them excited about art.
Absolutely. Thank you, all three of you, for being here today for this very busy time, taking time out of your studio when you're getting ready to put everything to make it look just perfect. I want to thank you so much for inspiring all of us to create, and I'll see you on the tour.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that wraps up another great segment of CityLine. It is always a pleasure and privilege to be in your home. We've given you so many great things to think about in this last hour, so please go out there, be a part of the tapestry, and above all, pay it forward. And when you come back, as always, we'll be waiting for you right here at CityLine. Take care.